Good morning, freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. It's your boy Snapzilla Gorilla, aka The Definition, coming at y'all with this quick live stream. Mind the Mansa Musa in the building. Good morning, brother. How y'all doing? Well. It's a late start for me today, but you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of time. You know, I'm off work until December 30th, so the month is almost over, and then after this month it'll be about 3 more months until the new year. 3 more months into the new year. Y'all know how I feel about the new year. Spring is when the new year begins. I don't know why they feel the need to make the new year at the beginning of winter, in the dead of winter. But you know,
approaching a railroad crossing.
These motherfuckers bass backwards. Anyway, man. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this story because it's actually been a thing for about 2 months. And I just found out about this. You know what I'm saying? You know, because everyone's talking about these drones and drones flying around and where they come from and who they belong to and all that shit. And meanwhile, we have, now this is alleged, right? I don't believe none of this shit necessarily, but you know, there's something behind it, right? There's something behind it because they're not sensationalizing the story like you think they would. So there has to be something behind it. And, you know, the circumstances surrounding it is something that we have yet to discover. But, you know, everybody's talking about these drones. And here we have a guy out of Tennessee who was planning on blowing up a substation, right? Or a power plant in Tennessee. And he planned on using a drone with explosives attached, or turning that drone into an improvised explosive device. Now, I don't know why it's not being, you know, sensationalized, or why people aren't really talking about it, but I have a guess. Because the individual who goes by the name of Skylar Phillippe, or Felipe, or whatever the fuck, Philippe, he is apparently a white inferiorist. All right. Now, people like to use the word white supremacist, but I don't really think that's what they are. These individuals who believe that that would like to believe they are superior to other races are in reality actually inferior, and that's why they want to lash out in such a violent way. That's why they hate everything about the people they hate, because they understand that they themselves are inferior, and they believe they are inferior because they're white. Right? You know, they might feel like, for instance, this Skylar Philippe guy, whatever the fuck his name is. Now, again, this is what they're saying, right? This is what the news is saying. This is what the propaganda branch of the United States government is saying. That this guy, he planned an attack on a power station, right? An electrical power substation in Tennessee, because he wanted to. I don't understand how blowing up a power station or a substation is going to achieve the ends, achieve what a white inferiorist wants to do, right? A white inferiorist believes that they need to protect their race and, you know, be in a superior position, or be in a position that they are not going to be replaced or lose their population. All this, that, and the third. They feel like they're getting replaced. They feel like they are better. They feel like they have to maintain control over what they feel they should maintain control over. And I don't understand how blowing up a substation is going to help, right? But, you know, these people have it in their mind to do silly shit, to send a message that really has nothing to do with what their mission is. But this guy clearly, listen, let me tell y'all something. Y'all remember when Gretchen Whitmer was the subject of a plot to be kidnapped by a group of right-wing motherfuckers, and how most of the individuals in that party were either FBI agents or FBI informants. Only 2 of them were not. There were like a group, I forgot how big the group was, but it was a bunch of people in this group for the Gretchen Whitmer plot, kidnapping plot. And only 2 of them were the subject of arrest. Only 2 of them were actual suspects. The rest were FBI agents and FBI informants. And a lot of the planning for this involved those informants and FBI agents. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the 2 individuals that got arrested might have came up with the idea or might have expressed that they wanted to do something about it. But I would not put it past our government to ensure that it was carried out in a way that they would end up being arrested so that they can send a message, right? Jet with open eyes, what's good? He says, unrelated, but I don't know if you ever tried dates with butter. Oh yeah? I'm not really a date fan. I'm not a fan of dates. Just whole dates. I'm not really a fan. I don't like the taste. It has this particular, I don't appreciate the taste. But I'll use date sugar is pretty good, you know. If you remove the taste and you can use it as a sweetener, I mean, that's fine. But there are better sweeteners out there that I enjoy more, that are just as nutritious, like maple syrup or honey. I like honey. Honey is perfect for me. Honey works great for me. But butter and date, whole dates, I'm not really a fan of a whole date. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's not really these little motherfuckers. These are little young bucks, man. Shit. Find someone else to fucking do my shit. Anyway. But anyway, so this white inferiorist apparently was plotting on blowing up a substation with the help of FBI agents. So in reality, this was never really going to come to fruition. This guy was never going to achieve the ends that he wanted to achieve, unless they wanted him to. Clearly they did not. And don't put it past our government to allow a terrorist act to occur to achieve an ends, because they'll do that as well. It was just that this was not something that they felt was prudent to achieving their ends, right? So again, this white inferiorist, he don't like black folks. He don't like the idea of being replaced. So he wants to blow up. He wants to blow up a power grid that benefits white folks as well. Now, the part of Tennessee where this was going to happen, it wasn't like it was a population mostly of black folks or non-white motherfuckers. This dude wanted to blow up a substation that would affect white folks as well. Tell me how that benefits a white inferiorist. Tell me how that benefits the white inferiorist agenda. It does not. What I think happened is this dude was set up by the FBI. You have to be careful how you speak on social media and all that good shit. And I'm not saying that censorship is good, right? Especially when these damn devices, especially when, free speech is great and censorship is bad when it comes from one entity to another. When one entity tries to censor another entity, it's never a good thing. But self-censorship can be wise. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be careful about how you speak on these platforms, because you might one day have someone come up to you and say, man, they might not even let on that they have any idea what you said online. They might just try to befriend you and try to convince you to do something about the shit that you're talking. I think that's what happened to this Skylar Phillip guy or whatever the fuck. I think that he said some shit online and the FBI decided to infiltrate just try to set him up. And they will do the same thing to you. You know what I mean? It's wise to Jay with Open Eyes says, I'm not crazy about dates themselves, but either, but it's something about how it combines with the flavor. I'm sure. Yeah, it's all good. I don't know. I'm not a. Yeah, but maple syrup and honey, that's my shit. And I might, like I said, I might use date sweetener because it doesn't, date sugar, because it doesn't necessarily have a flavor when you mix it with other things. But butter and dates, I haven't thought to try that. But anyway, you have to be careful about how you speak. And if you're going to say certain shit, you got to be careful. Because I know I say certain shit, right? But I would never allow anybody to convince me to do some wild shit like that. So if you are very critical of the government and you are very critical and you are convinced that you are being replaced or they want to replace you, and I do also believe that they want to replace certain people, but it's not just white people. It's anybody that they feel is not controllable, right? So they bring all these people across the borders into this country and they feel like they can control them because they allowed them to come over here and to experience the American dream. So that's really what it's about. It's about replacing people that are uncontrollable with more controllable people. And to allow yourself to get caught up in a scheme, a harebrained scheme that really makes no sense. That's why it's called terrorism, because it's just an act to try to convince a political, try to influence something politically. But terrorism really doesn't make any sense. There has to be something behind it that actually would move something forward. If you're going to do something, it has to actually move what you want to happen forward, not create chaos, and all that stuff. So blowing up a power grid because you want to keep the white race going, that does not help that, right? All that's going to do is bring more anger and bring more it's going to bring problems for your race, right? they're going to go after your race even more. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense. Just like kidnapping Gretchen Whitmer, that doesn't help either. Anyway, let me get off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my workout. And yeah, finish my workout and keep my day going. I hate the late starts. It really just fucks up my day. But it is what it is. You know, that's why going to bed at a decent hour is always a good thing. Anyway, thank y'all for coming through. Much love, like, share, subscribe, and we're going to keep marching forward toward freedom. Peace. And don't be stupid. All right? Don't be stupid. Peace.